John Boyega unleashed on Disney Star Wars in his interview with GQ. Now, as much as I love that he's ripping on Disney Star Wars, I have a different interpretation of this interview. John Boyega is completely missing the point. He's also being a narcissistic little bitch that is playing victim just for the likes. Finn was a rogue stormtrooper that wasn't developed. Skin color has no significance to character. The character would have been just as underdeveloped had the character been white, black, Hispanic, or Asian. But since John Boyega is black, he is offended a black character was underdeveloped. This is very narcissistic. John Boyega acts like he's the first black supporting character in a major franchise. He's not. He's not even the first black character in Star Wars. But he thinks so highly of himself that he's offended and accuses Disney of racism for not developing his character. Racism! No, John Boyega. Disney didn't underdevelop your character on purpose because you are black. They underdeveloped your character because they are incompetent. If you're interested, I have dozens of videos breaking down the flaws of the sequel trilogy. A gigantic part of this incompetence comes from J.J. Abrams. But he's your boy, right? It was J.J.'s lazy, open-ended Force Awakens script that didn't do your character any justice. There never was a plan for Finn. John Boyega goes on to say there were plans for Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, insinuating that's only true because they are white. That is 100% false. The sequel trilogy had no plan. Every character was underdeveloped. They literally pulled Palpatine out of their ass just so they could finally explain the significance of Rey, and so that Kylo Ren wouldn't be the main villain in Episode 9. If Adam Driver was black, you'd be calling that racist. White, black, brown, doesn't matter. This is an example of bad writing and incompetence, not racism. Racism! John Boyega goes on about Rose Tico and Poe and how they were affected by the racism disease. Finn and Rose had a lot of screen time in The Last Jedi. The problem wasn't their skin color. The problem was their scenes were absolute garbage. That's not racism. That's bad writing and incompetence. Keep in mind, the director Rian Johnson has been very public about suggesting there should be less white men in Star Wars. I'm sorry, but just because you are black doesn't mean you are entitled to an amazing story arc. It's not Jedi Master or racism. That's not how the world works. Racism! Maybe Disney did hire a black actor specifically for this role. Maybe Disney did enjoy promoting a black actor to feed the crazy social justice warriors. And maybe Disney did shrink you in the Chinese poster because the Chinese are generally more racist than the average American. And I understand that you have received Twitter hate for simply being black. But it wasn't Disney's intention to make your story arc terrible. That just happened because they didn't have a plan. As mentioned earlier, that started with your boy J.J. Abrams. It also ended with your boy J.J. Abrams. He could have given you a bigger role in the Rise of Skywalker. He didn't. But he's still your boy. You know what's really going on here? 1, you either don't know what the fuck you're talking about. 2, you are purposely playing the victim because that's what's hip these days. In Hollywood, the sympathy, the likes. It's cool to be oppressed. Well, that's great, John Boyega, because I see through it all. You can cry all you want, but when Disney makes sequels to The Rise of Skywalker, and they will unless the Knights of Melvin can force Disney to retcon the sequel trilogy, you will be there to cash another paycheck. Star Wars has made you a millionaire. You aren't a victim. You are a crying, spoiled, narcissistic brat. Racism!
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.